Western Conference Podcast, your boy BIGBODYCISCO here, brought to you by Dos Caras Tequila, and we are here with the unofficial mayor, and we got the nightlife veterano in the building, my brother Jaishan White. How we doing, brother?
Good, man. What it do, baby? I'm great.
Come on, man. I'm happy I got to get to you because your time is spent all over the place out here in Vegas.
Yeah, it's all over. I got to be. You can't be the unofficial mayor and not being everywhere.
And when I say unofficial mayor, I'm talking about entrepreneur, nightlife extraordinaire, my brother Jaishan, because before I even moved out here to Vegas, every time I would come visit, you were the dude. Yep. You were the guy out there that was like, oh, go see my boy Jaishan. So we got a lot of mutual friends. But, you know, before we do all that, we want to get to how you even started here in Las Vegas.
So you're familiar with obviously familiar with the Northridge earthquake that happened. So my uncle was Barry White.
Yeah, come on. See, I was about to get into that. I didn't want to go right into that because you all know it's smooth. When you say Jaishan White, I'm like, no relation to Barry, like as a joke, but no, he related to Barry.
Yeah, it's my uncle, my mom's brother. Long story short, Northridge earthquake happened. Yeah. Where we lived in Sherman Oaks, house got kind of jacked up. FEMA was like, hey, you guys can either try to stick it out, but at some point in time, it's going to give. Yeah. The Hilton at the time had offered my uncle a residency way back then. He kept denying it, and it was kind of a perfect segue for him to come out here. Yeah. While the house was being rebuilt, came out here.
Sign from God.
Yeah, sign. Came out here, stayed at the Hilton. My uncle loved it. My mom loved it. So we just stayed out here. My pops stayed in L.A., so I would go back and forth literally like every weekend, every other weekend. So it was almost like I never left. Yeah. You know, and then once I got done with school and playing ball and all that, I came to visit and stayed here, you know what I mean?
But we talking about, we're just gonna not downplay this Barry White connection because you had, one of the most, soulful, is one of the most iconic R&B singers, and that's just Unc. Yeah. And to have him come over here and do his thing at the Hilton, that's a big deal. Because like when you come to Vegas and even get offered a show like that, we talking about Barry White. We talking about millions of women. Yeah. So that already had a pawn off on you. Yeah. Tell me how that experience of just having Unc do his thing.
It was. I think I know for sure it made me who I am today because being around him, I was around the Whispers, Quincy Jones, Berry Gordy's, Jackson 5, the whole Jackson family at a young age. Yeah. And they were around so much that it was normal to me. Yeah. So you didn't get starstruck and, like, oh, Uncle be like, yo, I'm about to, have a party tonight, whatever. So my mom be like, go in the room, I sneak out, see everybody and go back. But then it became so normal. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh, I remember them when I was younger. Yeah. They used to be around the house and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then fast forward to what I'm doing now, dealing with athletes and celebrities and stuff, you don't get starstruck. Yeah. They're regular
And exactly
people.
like what you said, like not being starstruck at such a young age, it goes so far in the Vegas scene.
Yeah, because one time, elementary school, he came to pick me up. Yeah. He was taking me and my cousins to go see Batman. And he picked us up. He had a Stutz at the time. And my teacher was like, is that you? She was waiting outside with me. She was like, that's you? I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's my uncle. And he got out the car, introduced himself. Yeah. Then the next day at school, like, all the teachers are my best friends.
Yeah, of course.
Principal's like, hey, everything you need. I'm like,
all the teachers, hey, Mr. White.
Yeah, I'm like, why is everybody acting all different? And my mom was like, I don't think you really understand, like, the significance
the magnitude,
of your uncle. I was like, I get it, but, like, that's Uncle. Like, you know.
When did you finally, like, get it? Like, that Uncle Barry was somebody.
When I started hearing his music on, like, my favorite commercials, and actually the thing that really kind of got me is when he was on The Simpsons.
Come on, man.
When he did
they had him on The Simpsons as a character.
Yeah, when he charmed the snakes and all that stuff. Yeah, that's when when I was younger, I'm like, yo, and then all my friends were like, yo, your uncle. I'm like, yeah, he's on The Simpsons. Like, damn the orchestra, damn, all that other stuff. He's on The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of like for me, like, yo, he's
that man. Was a telling point. But just growing up in that atmosphere kind of sets you up for what, like we're talking about, what you are doing now. Correct. The hospitality you have here with the relationships you have with the athletes and with the people. Tell us about how you even got into that whole realm.
Well, I got into the nightlife aspect. A couple of friends of mine were already into it. I had some ball playing friends that came into town. Yeah. And being that I just lived here, they automatically assumed, they're like, oh, we want to go out. You know this? I was like, bro, I don't go out.
Isn't it crazy how like when you live here, now all of a sudden you're the dude here. Yeah. Like you run everything out here.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't, but I knew one individual. Because back then, like, you really didn't need a host per se. Like, if you were somebody, you walk up to the club, they knew who you are, you're taken care of. Yep. One of my boys came out, and he was like, I just want to make sure it's straight. I was like, all right, cool. So I called the only host I knew at the time, and he took care of us, and then next thing you know, like I brought Jerome Bettis, Leroy Glover, a couple other guys.
Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you knew.
Yeah, so I brought them, and the owner was like, "How do you know these people?" I'm like, "Well, this is my boys' people, blah blah blah." Long story short, blah blah blah, and we would go, and that was just my go-to club because I felt comfortable.
And what club was that?
This was Privé.
Got it.
Privé.
Oh man, Privé.
Privé. Yeah, that was like.
If you know about Privé, you know that was a good era of partying.
That was like our live. You know what I mean? Like you can go in there and it'd be like 5 different artists performing. Like it was cool. You know? So long story short, the owner was like, "How about I pay you? I'll give you a table. You just host them here. Like I just want this to be a spot where they come." I was like, "All right, cool." So I would take my friends out and we get a comp table, hang out. Whatever celeb I knew was in town, I'm like, "Yo, pull up. They're gonna style us, whatever." And then, long story short, networking and ended up opening up a Gold Lounge at Aria.
Okay.
And then from there, they brought me downstairs to Hayes. Yeah. And I ran the VIP door. So then all the casino hosts would send me all their players, like gaming players.
All the big whales.
All the big whales. All my athletes would come through, and I was the face for that section. So like everybody knew me. You know what I mean? And just fostered relationships after that. And I met Sean Christie, and Sean Christie was like, "Hey, we're gonna open this pool across the street." Yeah. You know, and I was like, "I don't do no pool. I don't even want to do this." Just, you know what I'm saying? Like they would hit me so much, it was just like, you might as well be here.
Yeah, you kind of were just throwing into it.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. Win came across, and I haven't left. I've been over there 14 years now.
Man, the dude at see, this is a podcast. The long story short need to be a short story long.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. It goes back to the networking.
Yeah, 100%.
And just having those relationships, because those definitely go a long way. I mean, it is not what you know, it's who you know, but it's also who knows you.
Correct.
So shout out Gary for that one. Yeah. But in Vegas, was the transition for you coming from LA to here, did you already know what the Vegas nightlife was about?
No, I moved here when I was super young. I was still in junior high school, you know what I'm saying? So like when they told us we were moving to Vegas, I was like, are we gonna live in a hotel?
Yeah, exactly. That's all we knew at the time.
Everything I saw in Vegas was on the Strip. Yeah. And my mom was like, no, but when we first go there, we are. You know, the transition wasn't really hard because again, it wasn't a overnight transition. Like I said, I was going back and forth to LA all the time. Yeah. So I would, come here for the week for school, go back on the weekends, and then vice versa. And then it became like, I'll be here for 2 weeks. I'll be here for a month, and the whole school year. And then, it slowly transitioned. And that also at the time when I was here, influx of people from LA were moving here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like
transplants.
So even though, like I say, I'm from Vegas because I lived here for a good period of time. I'm originally from LA, but like there's really nobody now. People I feel like that were born in 99, 2000, they're from here. Everybody else is
transplants.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So it was easy,
Going to school here and just kind of like being raised out because of what the situation was. Mm-hmm. I mean, you actually seen the evolving of the nightlife here. Yeah. Like when you're talking about Privé and the stuff we're talking about, those are good times and good days of partying. Yep. But now you're adapting to like what Encore is now, what the clubs that they have out now. How does that transition for you to say you got to keep up with the times? But how do you, as somebody that's in that industry, kind of adapt to that?
You just have to. You have to change because if you don't, you're gonna fail. And I thrive on being top tier of what I do. Yeah, and that's the reason why I've been there for so long. And naturally, the genre of music that we play really wasn't like my forte at the beginning.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that next.
And I had to grow into it. And then. For me, the challenge was getting people that dealt with me on a regular basis from like the Hayes days to get them like, Jay, wherever you at, bro, we're gonna come to support. I'm like, okay, cool. It's a little different over here, but come through. Yeah. And getting them to adapt. And the best thing for me is like they trusted me. They're like, you know what? That's really not our music, Jay, but you say we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
And leave it there, Jay. Yeah. When we say it's not our music, like it's no knock against anything that's 100%. Out here. But at that time, it was the EDM kind of taking over.
I didn't know who Dead Mouse was. Yeah. I didn't know Cascade. Yeah. I didn't know any of those guys. And then there's a whole different demographic that's coming up to me like, oh my God, you have Cascade. I'm like, bro, I don't even know what song. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I have to sell the venue. Yeah. But I don't want to sell something that I'm not. I don't want to say ingrained in, but I'm not well adversed on. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
But people still, hey, we're going to come to support. So what I had to do, I had to listen to the music, had to adapt, had to grow on. Like, okay, now when somebody says, oh, Cascade, I can name like 5-4 songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, bet, you know what I'm saying? So, because like even trying to sell it to my boys, They're like, all right, what song?
That's a tough sell.
Yeah, like what song does it have? I'm like, well, it really don't have any words, but you know, like I know you heard it. You know,
because when I used to visit from the Bay and come to Vegas, and the EDM thing was going on, I was like, look, I had to be really toe up to go enjoy this. And that was, they called it the Club, right? So just to kind of have that sell, when you visiting from out of town, you telling your brothers, hey, let's go here. They're like, oh no, they just play that music there. And being in that industry, I was like, man, it has to be crazy to be in that industry and kind of like try to sell it. And you to sell it to your boys, especially, like, oh wait, I've never heard of that. And for you to do that and kind of make a living out of it, you definitely have to kind of do your homework.
But you also don't want to lose your credibility with your boys, because you're trying to tell them like, yo, this is a great time, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, bro, I trusted you. This was whack. You know, so you know the ones you can bring, the ones you can't bring, and stuff like that. But I really had to go to a couple of events and really get ingrained in it and see it. I'm like, all right, cool. And then it became about like, okay, not necessarily the music, but who you with. Like I've had a great time at Coachella's and all the other stuff that
because of your company.
Because of the company.
Absolutely.
And then, but at the same time, now I've expanded my horizons. Like they've showed me things that I probably wouldn't normally do, and great things have come out of it. So that's what I always try to tell some of my ball players sometimes. And they're like, oh man, we don't listen to that music. I'm like, but look who the people you're around. Look who's in the cabana.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You are who your company is at that point. You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, like, for a certain point, we all got to mature and change and adapt. But, like, I feel like at Encore, there's no other place that you can be, like, next to a politician, a superstar athlete, Jeff Bezos, or, you know what I'm saying, and the Prince, like, all lined up in cabanas next to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, the demographic that's in there, you know, has helped my career a lot. You know what I mean?
And being throughout the career, do you kind of find yourselves in like, you know, meetings that are like to have some kind of input of what, you know, what your aspect of the game is? To say, hey guys, I know we're doing this, but this is what I think we should do.
100%.
So like, how does your impact and kind of inflict and impact that whole thing over there?
So what we do, what I like about our team is our boss really won't do anything that he don't think we can sell. Like he might like it and be like, yo, I went to a whatever event and this was cracking here. It's like, yeah, but I don't think I could sell that. Like, it won't work. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what it's about at the end of the day.
It's about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to book something and pay a lot of money for it and be like, here, sell it. And then none of us like know anything about it. We were like, yo, we wish we'd have had that conversation with you prior to you booking it.
Absolutely.
But we would have told you right off the rip, like, that's going to be a hard sell for us. Let alone me, but like, you know, there's, you know, 20 of us or whatever, say, for example. And if all 20 have the same opinion, you probably shouldn't do it. And they actually listen to us. You know what I'm saying? Dope. But like, on like my role more or less now is like, I'm really big on out of market events. I want to get to the people before they get here. I want to be your guy before you get to Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So like I try to do as many Art Basels, Sundance Films Festivals, anything I could be a part of.
That's outside of Vegas.
That's outside of Vegas, because I wouldn't mind being in that room and be the only guy from Vegas and somebody's like, oh, I'm going to Vegas next week, and my buddy's like, oh, you know, Jay, he's over at the Wynn. He's right there.
It's almost like the Las Vegas representative at that point when you're outside of these outer events. Like even going to Super Bowl. Like the conversations that could be held there in Arizona is like, dude, come to Vegas. I'm the guy. I'm your guy.
And that's exactly what I did. The week prior to Super Bowl in Arizona, I went out there, went to some dinners, scouted some places, met some people, you know, that were going to have customers in Arizona. And then when the Super Bowl came during that week, aside from doing our own events, I was out networking and marketing, blah, 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 preparing for when we come. So like, I'm already tapped in with some people that like didn't have anybody in Vegas, or they may have knew somebody in this sector, but not this sector. You know what I'm saying? So that was my whole initial thing. I want to go to the game, but I'm out here planning for a year ahead, you know what I'm saying?
And you over there, I mean, like I said, that Rolodex and that resource file, it holds so much weight, especially here in Vegas, that I'm starting to learn out here, because you also being the representation of Las Vegas, you also have to have these conversations that some people can't normally have. Like when, you know, I seen you at the Raiders game one time with the Raiders inside the, what's the Wynn Club? The Field Club. Like you gotta adapt to your surroundings, because the people that in the clientele that's in there, you got to kind of have to, like, I'm not saying so much live it, but you got to kind of know what you're walking into. And tell us about, like, if you're not used to that lifestyle, how do you adapt to that?
You either pump fake it really good. but you know, it's funny, like, at the beginning of it, you want to be immersed in it. You want to be a part of it. You want to, you know, that's how you build relationships. Because sometimes you can have a dinner with somebody and talk about some blah, 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 and not really relate till you get to the club, you have a couple drinks in you, you open up, and then you got have a great conversation, and then later on, remember that time we went to the Rhino after blah blah blah. Yeah, man, that was a great time. And now you've built that that bond. You know,
that camaraderie.
Yeah, you built that bond. So when it comes to things like that, I still have to remember, especially like to just say, for example, being on property on one of our clubs or Winfield Club, I'm at work.
Yeah.
So I can't get loose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm being watched.
And that got to be hard though, Jay.
It has to
Come
be,
on.
It has to be. It's very hard. It has to be watched, but I can also use that as an excuse when people are like, I'll take a couple shots, bro. I can't. I'm at work.
Yeah.
I can't get lit at work. You know what I'm saying? But then also like I'm allowed to because they know, and especially after being 14 years, they know I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know my limits. I know.
And you're not going to risk everything that you built.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it. And then worst case scenario, you go to the boss man, be like, hey, I'm gonna have a couple drinks with Mark. Yeah. I'm gonna take off. Cool. They know. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? Like you cleared yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what steps to take to kind of go have that good time.
Yep.
But like, kids that are watching now, to them, you got the dream job here in Vegas. For somebody that's watching this and say, I don't want to go to Vegas and do what Jay does, what advice do you have for them to say, look, it's not that easy as you think?
It's not. Jay-Z said it once. Everybody always wants the end result, but they don't know the work that went into it.
Tell them.
So here it is. You're seeing what I'm doing or accumulated after 14 years of being in it. At the very beginning, it was hard because I only had so many people that went out.
Yeah.
Then on that case, you only had so many people that went out and spent money.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got your friends that want to come out with you, but then they don't spend money. And at the end of the day, it's like you can't keep giving free rides or letting people in for free or giving free tables because that doesn't help your pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again, Jay.
It don't help your pockets. Like you want to support me, come support me. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the best I can with what I can, but you want to support. So like once you determine like all that, and then again, it's the relationships, authentic relationships. Because there's times where I'm like, oh my God, that's so and so. Like not even on like a fan tip, but just like I've always wanted to meet that individual and pick their brain.
Yeah.
Now might not be the right time.
Exactly.
Or the right place. But
elaborate on that. Talk about it might not be the right time. Because I think a lot of these people that come to Vegas, see the stars, find that as a prime opportunity to sell them the dream that they're trying to sell them. Timing's everything, right?
Yeah, timing is everything. You got to think when you see some of these stars or celebrities, athletes, or whatever may have you, they're out there trying to relax for the most part.
Especially in Vegas.
And especially like if you're in the club.
Yeah.
And they're in the club, they're trying to relax, they're with the boys, they're having a good time. Now's not the time to talk about your investment or
the get rich quick scheme
the great idea that can change already what they're doing. It's not the time. That, like you said, let God handle that. That'll come. You know what I'm saying? Like you might just want to not even approach them if it just happens. Like there's times where I've literally seen people and I'm like, I would love just to politic with them. Obviously, I know now's not the time. I go into the bathroom, washing our hands, looks down at my shoes. Oh, bro, what you know about those? What you know about, oh shit, so-and-so. What you know about those shows? And now we had a conversation, like a quick little something, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it wasn't about me
interaction.
approaching them. That's all you need, you know what I'm saying? So you know when the right time and place is. And then you got to feel the vibe. If they're kind of entertaining it and kind of like, whatever, stop.
I feel like the vibe gets erased because it's Vegas, because the alcohol gets involved, because the extracurriculars. But I think going back to what you do for a living, it opens up to where all these clubs, you have all these stars, these athletes, the picture taken. Yeah. Let me give you a quick picture. With
you got to respect their boundaries.
Space,
you got to respect their boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because like my uncle, he used to tell me because I did ask him one time. He took me to a movie premiere, and I was like, "Do you get tired of that?" He goes, I got to understand the life I chose and what I'm into. It comes with the territory. Yeah. He goes, and it's wrong for me to take 15 pictures with for all this. Yeah. And then the one fan. And I'm at my wit's end, wants to take the picture, and I'm like, I snap on them. It's not their fault because they don't know what I just did for the last, 3 days. So he goes, it gets tiring, but it's part of the territory. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But there are people that overstep their boundaries. Yeah, you ask if you take a picture, they say no, and you do it anyway. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's funny. I was at a Laker game real quick, and Jay-Z was there. Yeah. They were courtside, and we were the seats like right behind the floor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But there's a bathroom and a lounge that's on the first floor. Yeah. And I was like, yo, this whole, you know what I'm saying? Da, da, da. So me and my boy were like,
wait, was he with B?
No, he was. This is before B. Well, it might have been B, but B wasn't there. Yeah. But he was him and the security guard, and I went to the lounge first. I was like, I'm gonna go before the quarter. Yeah. Because I want to get a drink before everybody fills up in there. So me and my boy sitting there, and we're talking, and my back's to the door. And mind you, you got this whole room, it's empty. It's just me and my boy.
Yeah.
He comes in, but my back was to him. My boy's like hitting my foot. And I'm like, what? What? So I turn around and he's like right behind me. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My boy's like, yo, I'm like, no, I was like, just leave it. I was like,
Come
just
on.
leave it. You know what I'm saying? He steps on my shoe,
Yeah.
which was funny. And I'm like, yo. And he's like, laugh, you know, his little laugh, my bad, blah, blah, blah. I go to the bathroom. There's a line in the bathroom. There's a lady, and he's behind me again. I'm like, yo, you want an autograph?
Yeah, you following me?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just talking shit. And he laughs it off, you know, whatever. And this lady comes out the bathroom with her, you know, comes out, her husband's waiting. And she's like, oh my God, can I get a picture? He's like, not right now. Not while I'm waiting in line.
Yeah, exactly, for the bathroom. Yeah.
She does it anyway.
Wow.
Right? So he goes, opens up, he goes, oh, you know what? Let's do a better one.
Yeah.
So he's like, let me hold your purse real quick. He opens her purse and starts digging through it, right? And she's looking, he's like, you don't like that, huh? You feel violated. Da-da-da.
Oh, he was teaching her a lesson.
And checked her. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I was just like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Exactly.
there's the right time and place. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, ho.
So I go in the bathroom. I come out. Me being a little wise ass, I shoot a drum like, yo, can I get a picture real quick? Ha ha. And he laughs. He's like, you know what, brother? Of course.
Yeah.
Bro, took a picture, chopped it up with me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of the things, like, I almost didn't even want the pictures because just the conversation alone was just like something, you know what I mean?
And just the interaction.
Yeah.
Like it goes back to it. Like it goes back to the young lady that, you know, Hov was just telling her, look, I don't go through your personal stuff. And just, if I tell you that it's probably not a good time, I'm not telling you that for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to be a dick.
Yeah, like I'm in line at the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, let me do my thing.
And you handle that perfectly. Like I kind of do that too as well. When I see somebody that I know I would get starstruck by, I kind of just say, okay, cool out and just be cool about it. And you'd be surprised. Everybody that's watching this, when you do run into somebody that's a star or somebody that has celebrity status, the way you act is going to dictate what the next step is with that person and the interaction is. And I just, the more that I kind of sit there and treat them like everybody else, they respect that more.
They respect it. And again, you never know, like with the relationships that we have and we cultivate, there's somebody in your circle that might know that person and later on down the road, or hell, maybe the next day, or like it's an event, they're like, oh, you know what? Man, let me introduce some motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
I do all his clothes, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There you go. You know?
And it goes back to like what we're saying, these relationships, especially in Las Vegas, are huge. It's like it goes back to who you know, not what you know, but when you know the right things and you know how to move in Vegas, which that's what we're gonna get to, it's everything. Because you can either tarnish or you can make a shitty situation in Vegas because you're the one that's controlling the narrative at that point.
100%.
How do you have a good time in Vegas?
How do I have a good time? Man, honestly, bro, like, I don't want to say I've done it all. Because I haven't, but for me,
you've done a lot.
For me in Vegas, like, I've done it.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's more about the experience and the people that I'm with.
Yeah.
You know, I love going to Lake Mead. I ride Harley, so I love riding my Harley around.
Yeah.
I like doing activities. That's my thing because, you know, the strip, the restaurants, the clubs, they're not going nowhere. You can always do that. Like I used to have, I won't say I had FOMO, but like, I'd be like, damn, maybe I should have went because I could have.
Yeah.
To me, it was a business thing. I was like, dang, I could have met so-and-so or da-da-da.
Come on, man.
You know, so-and-so told me to pull up. I should have. But it's like, nah, you know, it'll be another time. I don't have to be at every event, every party, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because at the beginning,
you felt like you had to at the beginning.
I was because I was getting established. But then also, we didn't have as many clubs as we did now. We only had like 3 or 4. There were 2 pool parties. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, at that time, I wanted to be that billboard that you saw every day. You know, like, damn, I see this motherfucker everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see this dude. He's at all the events. What do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I can explain it, but also saw that it was wearing on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was getting tired, like, just physically,
it takes its
just
toll,
mentally.
right?
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, now it's like, I've been fortunate to kind of pick and choose where I want to go. I get invited to a lot of things, and it's like, it used to go from like local birthdays to like now I'm getting invited to major award shows and stuff like that. And I'm sitting in the same room with the people that I idolize. And it's like, you know, obviously we're there for different reasons, but I made it that far. So now it's cool, you know what I mean?
Now there has to be a purpose now.
Yeah,
there has to be a purpose of what me being there, especially these big events, because people don't know it's the Mecca. This is the entertainment capital of the world. So when you're in the business of being out here, I see what you're saying. I only been here a couple of years. It does take its toll on you. And you know, you being the Vegas vet, as we like to call it, you do everything. So that's why it's kind of like saying when we see each other on out and we see it's like, okay, if we out, it's because we're in a certain spot. But like with these relationships you have, when somebody calls you and says, Jay, I'm coming to Vegas with the boys. What are the do's and don'ts? Do you go over the do's and don'ts?
100%.
Yeah.
100%, because if you're coming to my, like, one of my properties,
yeah,
I'm gonna for sure tell you the do's and don'ts, because the first thing that something's gonna happen, they're gonna be like, your boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you're a referral or I know you through somebody, the first thing they're gonna do is your boys. Yeah. Like, they're a grown ass man.
And they're a representation of you as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Especially if an athlete comes on and, you know, they get a little too wild. Hey man, you gotta go get your boys. It's like, bro, how am I responsible for him? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you brought him, like,
exactly,
but you didn't say no to the money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like,
exactly.
You know,
so it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, you gotta go over the do's and the don'ts. You know what I'm saying? Just to save your ass, you know, initially. But yeah, I mean.
But school to people watching now. School to people watching now. If they're thinking about coming to Vegas, they're thinking about going to Encores. What are the do's and don'ts?
Don't bring drugs.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Come on. Get to know them. Get the pen and pad out, people.
Don't bring drugs. And if you're the guy group, don't worry about girls. Bring in girls, because there's going to be girls there. Yeah. That's one thing. Oh, will there be girls there? Yeah, bro. It's a pool party. It's a nightclub. There's going to be girls there. There are tons of women that do not want to pay for a table, that are on the guest list, that do not want to pay for drinks, that need a home base. Yeah. You will be all right. You know what I'm saying? Say no to the ones that are walking in the lobby by themselves. Because they go get.
You know.
They go get you for your watch or some shit later on. You gonna regret it and have to explain it later. Don't do that. But just come out with an open mind and come out with a good time. You know, and if you're gonna do Vegas, do it right. Yeah. Don't try to skim it.
Come on.
Because the moment you skim it, you're going to start, oh, man, we went there. He told us to get it cheaper.
Don't try to budget it.
Yeah, don't budget. Like, if you want to come, that's the main thing.
Be prepared to spend some money.
That's the one question I always ask when I'm dealing with somebody that I really don't know. I'm like, what's your budget?
Yeah.
Because your budget dictates how your trip's going to go. If you got an open mind budget, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm down here to spend $100,000.
Yeah.
But you can be like, look, Jay, and I love when people are honest, like, yo, we don't have that much. You know, I'm not gonna say a certain amount's a lot to some people and some to not, but like somebody would say, hey, you know, $10,000 budget for the whole weekend. Yeah. Okay, these are the clubs you should go to. These are the type of tables you should look at, and then don't try to bring the whole crew, because some guys would be like, oh, we got a $10K budget, but there's 20 of us. I'm like, well, y'all might as well just pay for entry.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just know your budget, and then don't be surprised or shocked at what you get. You know what I'm saying? But if you really want to come and experience, you know, save up, do it right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's people. They'll save up for a whole year, and this is their big shebang. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do
this is their weekend, they going in. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just come out with an open mind, you know, and like I said, budget yourself.
And you guys don't realize how important and how valuable this information is to you guys, because there's a bunch of guys watching right now that say we about to go tear it up in Vegas. And little do they know, groups of guys don't do well as a group of girls.
You gotta be realistic with your crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got that friend that budget ain't that high, but he has to come. That's like, you know, he has to come.
That's the dude.
You got to factor him in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just like, you know, the dinners. Okay, look, we're going to do one big dinner on this night. Yeah. The next night we're going to go out. Just, you know, just do it. Don't try to do it all. Yeah. Vegas doesn't go anywhere. You can always come back. We have the same DJs week after week, month after month. For us, it gets old, but for somebody who's out of town, it's a new experience every single time.
And I'm starting to realize that, like, when people say, don't forget, Vegas ain't going anywhere, people act like that one weekend in Vegas is all they gonna get ever in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, like, a little gym. When people come, like, say, on a Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, of course you want to come because it's that weekend. Yeah. But remember, half the U.S. is coming for that very weekend. But
for that very same weekend.
But also, you can see the same people that weekend, probably the following week, or a couple weeks later, on a lower budget. Yeah. You know, you might see 2 Chainz at Dre's or Chain Smokers at XS. Yeah. On Memorial Day weekend, just know a dance floor table is going to be $20K right off the rip.
Tell them, Jay.
The lowest price point we might have that weekend or that night might be $10,000. Yeah. Cover might be $200 per guy. You wait a week, come on a regular weekend, they'll still be here, and you cut that in half. Yeah. And you can really enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Come on. I mean? They gotta preparation is key.
Yeah, your flight's gonna be more expensive, your hotel, your whole weekend is gonna be more expensive.
Come on.
If you just come the following week and you're gonna have the same experience.
And I'm talking about people trying to fly out on Friday, fly back on Sunday. Yeah. Like, everyone's trying to do that.
And then holiday weekends, sometimes you're looking at a 3-night minimum at a hotel. Like when we do that. Oh, you want to come on Labor Day weekend? Okay, it's a 3-night minimum. You have to book 3 nights.
3 nights, minimum.
You know what I mean? So like, just stay the following week, bro.
It ain't cheap.
It ain't.
But see, talking about going back to you starting this, you've seen it transition from a party atmosphere into now where it's bottle service driven.
Correct.
Where, like, I mean, I know you've adapted to it, but how have you seen that evolution of that partying?
Prime example, I don't know if you ever went to like Trist.
Oh yeah, come on. Trist was the spot.
So Trist, when you used to go into Trist, it was an open dance floor.
Yeah.
You saw the waterfall, and everybody always wanted to go to the tables on the right by the dancing pole, right? Now, that and the DJ was behind you.
Yeah.
So you didn't even, unless you knew who the DJ was.
Now they're at the forefront. Yep.
Now they're at the forefront, and that's what you pay for. So that's one of the main transitions I see, and like all the venues change that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like XS, our DJ was in the sound booth before you went down the stairs. So you just heard the music, and you were there. Everybody really wasn't on the phone.
Come on.
You were with your people. You were having a good time. Yeah, you were doing bottle service, but it also wasn't expensive as it is. Now we have this thing called live entertainment tax.
Yeah.
So you're getting live entertainment. So basically, you're getting like a mini concert, and now you're up in the game. So I mean, I've seen it change just in that aspect alone.
Yeah.
And when we first opened up Encore Beach, our bottles were like $450.
Yeah.
Now one bottle's almost $1,500.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like,
and the people that was there during the Trist days want to try to come back now. It ain't the same Vegas.
Oh, they walk up to the door and like, shit, I don't know anybody.
Man.
Half the people that were in the Trist days, the people that working there were in high school, junior high, when you was going out. And then it's like, oh, you start naming all the old schools, Stevie D's and Bobby Gold Chains and all these people. It's like, bro, they've been retired.
It was like, they died.
Yeah, he's indicted now. Like, I don't know.
Exactly. But now we go back to like what the scene is now. DJ Fran's a good friend of ours, and him bringing the hip hop aspect, to Dre's and everything. But it seems like more DJs, Lil Jon, and we got our brother E-Rock over there too. But a lot of the DJs that are transitioning, this is like Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq just did a corporate party at Dre's the other day. But like, come on,
he's one of our resident DJs.
Yes, the Diesel.
The Diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they said we were booking Shaq. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I didn't even know he DJ, but. It's the spectacle of seeing this giant man, and also like our favorite basketball player. We grew up watching Shaq, and now he's DJing and he's controlling the crowd. Yeah, he's out there, he's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying?
And there was an interview where he said that the reason for that is because he didn't have that of playing anymore and have the crowd there. And now he's kind of controlling the crowd like a DJ.
Bro,
but he's getting that feeling back.
Bro, he's getting the feeling. He's getting the bag for it too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's charging a lot just to do a little hour set.
We do Shaq's Funhouse for him for Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The last 4 years, So I mean, like a lot of, and you see a lot of entertainers are kind of, I don't want to say a lot, but ones that have a niche for music are kind of going that route. Hell, Idris Elba, he's a DJ.
Come on.
We've done him at Coachella.
Paris Hilton, she was a DJ for a little bit, and then you start seeing all these.
You see that segue because like they're immersed in it. They like the music, you know what I'm saying? And it's great, especially when you get to the corporate.
Yeah. Come on, the corporate money.
The corporate money is a whole different.
And that corporate's going to pay you whatever you want just to have that experience.
The corporate money is where it's at. The corporate money is where it's at. Yeah, 100%.
Has there ever been an event where you just said, yeah, I can't get down with this, but still had to do it?
Burning Man.
Yeah.
Burning Man. Bro, I take 4 showers a day. Maybe at least.
It was like Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome out there.
At least. And to be out there in that dusty ass desert, you got to barter for stuff. And then it's like, there's tiers of it. Like you can come in as a spectator, some GA, and try to figure your way around. Or you can come in on some executive stuff and you got
some
VIP. The whole RV camp. You got your own, like Diddy got his own little city. You know what I'm saying? Like and just to see that from where it's like when I first heard of it and I seen a couple of my boys out there, they're like, bro, it was a whole experience. I'm like, yeah, that don't seem cool though. You know what I mean? Like y'all showered, we didn't shower for 2 days.
Like, how is that cool?
And they love it, you know what I mean? And so I went one year and I literally went from A to Z. I went from the small camp, I'm like, all right, cool, this ain't it, to the extravagant camp. And then again, like once you get a taste of the extravagant camp, you don't want to do anything else. You don't want to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to do anything else. So it's like, and I'm not trying to sound bougie, but unless I do it on that level, I don't really want to go back.
That's how it is. That's like me flying first class. I'll never go back to economy.
But once you do that, you don't want to go back. But also, it's like I'm forcing myself to do something I'm not really into. Yeah. But again, on the business side, there are some well-to-do, good connections of people that are out there. And again, now you're experiencing something with them. Yeah. You know, and the relationships are built. But that's one experience I don't mind missing. You know what I mean?
Being in the network game, having to network and do what you do, dealing with, so many different personalities and so many different things. How do you network as far as, everyone says your network is your net worth, right? How do you keep that network so open to like so many things? Because you could actually be in Vegas and be anywhere. So that network, how do you kind of make sure everybody's in tier with what you're doing?
like minds.
Yeah.
You deal with like-minded people. You know what I mean? Like if somebody calls me and they need a restaurant reservation, I try to tap in. Like I don't want to know every single restaurant.
Yeah.
I want to know the main ones, the GMs, the AGMs, the chefs, right? But also sometimes they have customers that come in and don't know anybody on the nightlife side and they want to go to Win. So I'm their man. So here we are, we're exchanging.
Yeah,
I'm giving you business,
you
giving me business. But then also like, if I send you somebody, I want you to know I'm not doing it like for a favor, for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But they also like have the same mindset. There's some people that I wouldn't trust sending you to. Like I don't want to send you because this dude gets too lit. By the time you get there, he might not answer the phone. Like I really don't trust. So you gotta kind of like
give and take.
Build you a team of like-minded people that you trust with everything and that you can always go to and then like that are gonna pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like because in our world, we just the other day it happened to me. I had a player come in. It was 11:30. He's like, "Hey, I'm about to hop on this flight. I'm gonna be there about 12:30. Can you book me a room?" Our reservation area, like that I go through, is closed, but I have another one that I trust that I know and get it done. So I'm like, "Cool, bet, got that done." Then as soon as he landed, he want this and that, da. But I just and some of these people I don't hit up on a regular basis because I don't need their services like that. But also, I don't always want to call you just when I need you. I want to make sure we still have a open communication relationship. So again, with all that being said, you want to deal with people that are like-minded, but also don't take it personal if you don't talk for a month.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still want to keep a relationship with them to let them know it's not just about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I've kind of circumvented the city.
Has there ever been a time where one of your clients, one of the ball players that call you with a request that just usually say, I can't do that?
Yeah. Last minute jets. When it comes to certain girls, I really don't dabble in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't want to be responsible, you know? But then it's like, if I don't, somebody else will. And it's like, bro, if you...
And that's what I meant. Like, does it go back to where you have to really think about, if I grant this request, is it going to hurt my brand, or is somebody else going to do it and they're going to get a little bit more recognition from it?
Anything that I could do, I will. Yeah. Anything that I feel comfortable with, I will. And if you got a problem with me not doing it, then we could part ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And you have no problem in that.
I had to learn to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because one of my partners told me that, he's like, Jay, like you come through on everything and you exhaust yourself sometimes, but sometimes it's okay to say no. Like they got to respect your boundaries and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I've had requests that I wouldn't participate in or help with. And it's just like, look, bro, if you want to go to that person, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wish you the best of luck. But they always end up coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not, I don't take it personal at all. You know,
and you kind of know they'll be back because like whatever they was really asking for that made you uncomfortable, it's probably on some other shit anyway.
Yeah, because they know like 99.9% of the time I'm always come through. And if I'm gonna be honest with people, I'm just like, that's just not in my wheelhouse. Bro. Like I don't deal with it, and I probably wouldn't recommend you doing it or dealing with that type of shit. But you know, to each its own. You know what I mean? No hard feelings.
In this social media age that we're in now, how do you kind of refrain? Because the stuff that you have to go through with these clients and players have to be some kind of non-disclosure agreement or something. But but with social media out there, how do you kind of like refrain from saying, "Damn, I got these people doing these things that I can easily go viral with"?
One of the things my uncle's always like, he's a private person. Yeah, I'm a private person. My mom, my dad, like you know what we do socially, but you don't know our private lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we keep it. So when it comes to these players, like or just anybody in general, not even athletes, you're coming out here to either to have fun, celebrate, let your hair down. You don't have to be worried about it. So one of the things that I kind of pride myself on when these players hit me up or whoever celebrity, they know whatever they do is safe for me. Yeah. I don't know, I don't see, I don't ask, whatever the fuck. Yeah. You know, do you. You know what I'm saying? You want to move in this building, I'll make sure you're not seen coming in. You're not seen leaving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very tidy with my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So people trust me. They trust me, you know, when their wives come out here. Like I'm gonna send you just you with my boy, and sometimes it'll be like me, their wife, and their wife's best friend, and their best friend scolding me like, like, so what do y'all do when y'all come out? Yeah, just what it's like. Blah, blah,
Third
blah.
degree.
And I, what are you talking about?
Have a good time.
I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you're not. You know what I'm saying? But and it goes both ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is, you're gonna feel cool. Yeah. You're not gonna. I never exploit. I don't. try to get our photographer, oh, come take a picture.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like everything happens organically.
So you stay away from the TMZ type things.
Yeah, everything happens naturally. I get hit up all the time because like they know like, oh, I know you deal with so-and-so.
Yeah.
What were they there for?
Come
what
on.
was the occasion?
Here's a bag.
Yeah, bro. My cousin's like, bro, are you serious? Like, you gonna turn that down? I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
At the end of the day.
It's not worth the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some people don't get about it.
What are some Vegas club hacks that you could give to our audience that are thinking about, you know, we gave them the do's and the don'ts, but what are some hacks that they say, oh, Jaishan told me there's this Vegas hack that we could do, because you always look on TikTok and all these social medias that everything got a hack. Is Vegas hackable?
I mean, Vegas is hack. One thing about Vegas, you could come here and be whoever the hell you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a homie who's he's a TikToker. He'll come with his little photography homie.
Yeah.
And his photography homie will move around, and his brother's like 6'7", so it looks like a security guard, right? And he'll move around and quick with the talk and finagle his way into a club, into a table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's different ways, but that's what they purposely go to do, to show you it can be done.
Yeah.
I mean, but nowadays it's getting to the point where, you know, we call people out.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know I do. Like, there'll be guys like, hey, man, I'm so-and-so, I own this. And they're like, if you got to present to me everything you are,
if you got to sit there, show me the whole.
You're trying to sell me or something. Because at the end of that conversation, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You do this and you own this and you're blah, blah, blah. So in my mind, you're ding, 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 ding. How much you going to pay for this table?
Exactly.
Oh, well, you just told me all this. I'm like, you want me to give it to you? You just
sold me this whole thing on you. Now you can't pay for a table.
You want me to give it to you? You just want to get in? Just say you want to get in.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me you know my boss, and because if you knew him, you wouldn't be talking to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, doing all this roundabout shit. Get to the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really ain't no hack. You know what I mean? It's more of a hack for women.
Yeah. Oh, they got hacks all day.
Bro, they got hacks all day. If you can literally come with your ID,
tell them, Jay,
and a credit card and have the time of your life.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to meet somebody who's going to take you to dinner.
Yep.
You're going to go to the club. You're going to look attracted to somebody who got a table, and you're going to be good, you know, and just have fun with that. You know
I always tell them, like, Vegas is geared towards the women.
100%.
And a lot of guys, they don't get that. They're like, nah, but I got money. It's like, I get that, but they're geared so by, like, you know, every club, they'll get, women will get in free all day.
They'll get in free. And
even the ugly ones.
The biggest pet peeve that women have is, oh, I got to show up before 11:30. Yeah, you're going to get in free. You want to get, that's the worst thing you got to do. You got to get early. I mean, get dressed and get ready a little bit early. You're going to get in free.
Yeah.
Or be a diva, come late and stand in line and wait.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, women got the biggest.
Bro, they got the life hack when it comes to Vegas.
They got the life hack when it comes to Vegas.
But being in Vegas and doing what you do also gives you opportunity to entrepreneurship.
Correct.
So there's a few businesses that we were talking about that you are invested in. Tell us about that.
So I wear suits every day at work at night.
Yeah, man.
So I was approached by Stitch. I used to go there. They asked me to be a brand ambassador when they first kind of came around. And I would, again, like, I don't associate with myself with anything that I don't do regardless. You know, so I wear suits. I like to have them tailored. I like to look presentable. Like, I take pride in that. So I would go there so much. The owners were like, man, not only do you send us a ton of business.
Come on, your clientele is big.
You're a great customer.
Yeah.
Would you like to be part of our ownership?
Yeah.
So they offered. So a few years ago, they're like, we want to make you part owner. So I became part owner. Yeah. And then, you know, me, J-Rock, Iman, and Sam, you know, we hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You know, any athlete, we try to dress them. We dress a lot of players for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
So I'm tied in with a lot of sports agents, you know, and you'd be surprised how many of these young guys never wore a suit before, don't own a suit. So we're like,
absolutely,
let us be your first suit.
Yeah.
Let us show you how it's done correctly. I'm a part of the Ever Bowl franchise. It was a side bowl based out of San Diego. Yeah. Recently, we started a hospitality company. Yeah. So we have, basically just say, for example, Tao Group. Yeah. Tao Group. Then they got Tao Nightclub, Marquee, Dream, blah, 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 all of that. So we started a hospitality group. Under the umbrella. And under that umbrella, we have Thick and Thin, which is our juice bar. Yeah. IVI Performance, which is our performance gym. Come on. Crust and Roux, which is our gourmet pizza, dessert, pot pie spot.
Hey, one of the dopest pizzas on the strip, because I ate there the other day. One of the dopest. Crust and Roux is my shit right now.
We're burning right now. Yep. Crust and Roux. Then soon we have Pine Bistro, which will be our Mediterranean Lebanese type food. Nice. Hookahs, shawarma, the whole deal in Southern Highlands. Yeah. And then finally we're going to do J. Blanco, which is the Uncommons across from the Durango station.
Oh, nice.
And that's a elevated Mexican steakhouse that we're going to have up there.
See, and I think it just rubs off like being in Vegas and seeing all this, entrepreneurship that's going on. It kind of makes you want to grind harder.
Yeah, it makes you want to grind harder. And then, again, like I said, everything that we have started are things that I do naturally.
Yeah.
We love Mexican food. We love pizza. One of my partners is a super foodie. I work out twice a day, damn near 6 days a week. It only makes sense for us to have a gym in our wheelhouse. We eat healthy. It only makes sense to have the juice bar that we have right next to our gym. So it's one big ecosystem, you know what I'm saying? So you tend to gravitate or do things or follow people when they actually are about it. You can tell when somebody's just endorsing something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like no disrespect to Shaq, but he's on everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of everything.
Shaq over there selling car insurance and everything.
I don't know how much of everything that he actually is a part of, but I get it. But for myself, speaking for myself and my partners, everything that we do, we actually would do behind the scenes.
And is that something that you would give advice to an entrepreneur that's watching now? You got to be passionate about what you're being involved in. Like I said, it goes back to why would I do something that I'm not really doing?
You're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Because especially as being an entrepreneur, meaning you're starting from the ground up.
Yeah.
And if you're starting from a ground up with something that you really don't know about, you just see the fad in it, or like, oh, everybody's doing it, so we might as well start the next da-da-da. And then all you're gonna do is try to replicate something that somebody else done. But if you don't have the knowledge or the experience or the know-how, then it kind of falls by the wayside. So just say, for example, like I work out religiously, you know what I'm saying? So when we opened up our gym, people like, oh, wow, like I know it's going to be cracking because I see you doing it. I know you're going to put time in it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. Or they know you in the gym.
Yeah, or when they come to the club and they're like, oh, man, I like your suit. That's a nice suit. Where'd you get that? Da-da-da-da-da. Here's where I got it.
Yeah.
It all goes hand in hand. But then on the flip side, when I'm at any of our venues and our staff members, hey, I just met so-and-so. They just came in to get fitted. They don't know where to go tonight. I'm going to send them back home. You know what I mean? So it's all one big ecosystem. So the more things I can get my hand on that's out of the industry, it just goes hand in hand, vice versa. You know what I mean?
Is there ever a point that you're like, it might be too much to have on my plate?
Yeah. There's times like that when you want to rest. Yeah. But
the grit don't quit.
100%, bro. Like, slow feet don't eat. All that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to do what I can while I still have all these tangibles that I can do. It's everything will weed itself out. Like I know for sure I won't be in the nightlife forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen the guys that I've looked up to, they all kind of set the precedent. Like they've maximized their relationships. They've done everything they can do. And then just like, a football player or sport, unless you leave on, say you get injured, you really want to go out how you want to go out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
go out on top.
Yeah, right? You want to go out on top. So it's like, okay, I've done everything I can do in this realm. Yeah. I've reached the ceiling. There's nothing else there. So let's explore other options. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's probably, so is that the reason for the entrepreneurship? Because like you said, there's going to be a point in time where the nightlife is to you and say, okay, there's going to be, say, I'm probably outstayed my stay here.
There's a couple of factors. Yeah. That being that, like, we're getting older. And I don't see myself at 42. Yeah. I'm 38 now, but you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit older, still at the club, hanging out, trying to do the most. You know what I'm saying? But then also there's relationships that I fostered that, the opportunity is now. Yeah. The situations are now. And I've said no so long because I've been taking care of home. Like I can't. I got to work. I got to travel. I got to do this. And then I said no to so many things. And I missed out, and I'm not bitter about it. Yeah. Like everything happens for a reason. So like you always got to segue yourself out. Like even there's so many athletes that think they're gonna play forever, and then they get hurt, and the next thing they know, no team's calling them. Yeah. Nobody's picking up. They don't know what to do, but they've been doing this since they were 11 years old, since Pop Warner, and now they're like, shit, I'm bored. I got money, and I also got family I'm taking care of, and it's going down. Yeah. Now I got to start. Your agent should have been getting you into that shit
put you in that position
before you left.
Prepping you.
And a lot of them don't get that prep. And it's funny because I have some athlete friends that are hitting me up like, yo, bro, like my career's winding down or I've been done. Like, what should I do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, shit, bro, you you've met more people than I have, and nobody's, you know.
But giving you an opportunity.
But you know what? I'm very fortunate and blessed that you come to me and let me show you what I've learned, and you know, we could do something. Like it may not even be with me, but like at least your eyes are open to the possibility of like I got to figure stuff out. You know what I mean?
Being in the business for so long, where do you see the future of the Vegas nightlife going? Like, you see they got that big old dome they're building over there, but where do you see the future of Vegas? Because you've seen all the transitioning from the back in the day up till now, but where do you see it going?
Vegas, I just see, I wouldn't even say like nightlife. Nightlife is always going to be there.
Yeah.
But now things are getting more immersed in experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to go experience something. So like this dome, you're going to go there for the experience of it. Like, I can go to this club and that club and have the same experience. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's packed. It was girls. I saw this DJ. Like, you get the same. It gets repetitive.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I think I learned a lot of that during quarantine because when the clubs were gone, everybody was hiking, riding bikes. You know, we rode up and down the street
outdoor,
on the bike about like 50 times, you know. So you started doing things. And then with that being said, people started traveling because they couldn't come here, but we could go there.
Exactly.
So everybody was going to Ibiza and Tulum. Yeah. Tulum got on the map.
Come on, Tulum was the IG spot.
Yeah, it was like the best kept secret. Now everybody and their mom's in Tulum. You know, it's like going to LA. But I think it's getting more experiential. So Vegas, with the sports teams we have coming, I think it's going to get more geared towards that. Because like when you go to LA, like you might go clubbing one night, but you go to the Laker game, you go to the beach, you go to the football game, you want to go to the event and experience it. And then in the way we're getting all these stadiums, I mean, we're going to have every concert out the wazoo, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of see, in my mind, it's transitioning, you know what I mean?
That's going to be big for Vegas, man.
That's huge.
With Vegas transitioning and with you doing what you're doing, what's next for Jay Blanco?
Jay, just roll with the times. Our hospitality company hasn't even been a year yet.
Yeah.
So we really want to hone this in, get it going like a well-oiled machine, and then hopefully franchise expand.
Yeah.
The goal is in the 5 to 6 years to sell the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, retain management that way. But that's the goal. That's really my focus right now, and obviously win home, just my home base. So just basically keeping what I'm going right now and really expanding and just having fun with it. You know, that's the main thing.
Who's somebody in Vegas that you haven't seen yet? And I know that's going to be a tall order that you can say, man, if I ever seen, because you've seen everybody. You'd have had Uncle Barry, but I'm saying you'd have seen all the athletes and stuff like that. But what's somebody that you haven't seen yet in Vegas have a good time? Because there's like those ones that you're like, man, they've never been to Vegas. Is there anybody on that list?
Honestly, bro, nah.
Yeah.
Like, I would really have to scratch my head on that one and think because, like you said, even with like corporate events, they pull up.
Corporate
they fly,
everybody.
They'll fly in, fly out. So I've seen them, been around them, these banquets, Super Bowl. Like out of the 14 years, I've probably seen everybody that it had to be like some overseas person
exactly.
or something.
Like some international.
Yeah, and I don't even know them though.
Yeah. And speaking of international, do you see yourself taking some of this game that you came here in Vegas over international borders?
If we were to,
I
think me and my team, we'd probably go to like Saudi.
Okay.
Like, Dubai is great. Yeah. Dubai is amazing. It's Vegas on steroids.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But the culture and the people in Saudi are amazing.
Yeah.
They're really welcoming. And then right now it's like, you see they're taking over the WWE.
Yeah.
The UFC's out there, Formula One's out there, the Live Golf Tournament. They're really wanting the rest of the nation to see what they have to offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to have access or to be able to be at the forefront of that before it gets saturated would be amazing.
Come on.
Saudi,
I might have to go take a trip over there.
I've been over there 3 times just in the last year and a half, and each experience gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing. Like it's almost like, in a way, watching Vegas, how it started to where it is now, because like Saudi gets clouded by Dubai. Everybody says Dubai. But you go visit Saudi, and when you go to Saudi, to me, all the coolest and dopest shit that you see on Instagram is in Saudi.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And then you go back to Dubai to party. So it's like really no different than Vegas. In Dubai, it's just on a bigger budget.
Yeah.
Bigger scale.
Big budget.
Like we got the Bellagio fountains. They got the damn lake with the fountains. You know what I mean? Like they got it. But to go to Saudi, like Alula, Riyadh, and all that over there, and to see what they got going.
Come on.
The infrastructure and watch, bro. Just like from March to August, it's like a whole nother city. Like they 24-hour work days. Yeah. They have an idea and they want to build, it's done.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do it.
You see they're building the line now. Yeah. The largest downtown district. Like it's just crazy.
It's crazy to see because kids that are watching now, get the hell up out of your hometown.
Yeah.
Go visit, go travel the world.
Go experience.
And not just Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, Vegas is Vegas, and Vegas is cool, but get out of the country.
You got to.
Go get that passport and get them stamps.
And that's the one thing about I'm just touch on it real quick. When I went over there, when I landed in Dubai, I saw so many like Russians and European. I'm expecting to see Emiratis and stuff, but it was so culturally diverse, and I'm seeing Africans and I met a Brazilian with a Jamaican accent. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, what are you? He's like, I'm Brazilian, but I lived in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? And I didn't they told me that it's a maximum 7 to 8 hours from 70% of the world.
Wow.
So like if you want to go to Africa, it's less than 5 hours. You want to go to Russia, less than 5 hours.
Hub. It's like the hub.
It's the hub. And all these people are well-traveled, well-experienced, speak multiple languages. And I'm like, shit, I haven't experienced a damn thing. But then they asked me about Vegas. They're like, oh, what about? I'm like, damn, Vegas?
Yeah. You like the hell with Vegas.
Bro, I'm like, you got
all these world traveling type thing going
man.
on.
So like you said, man, get out and travel if you can.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was, before we get up out of here, what was Jay Blanco now advice to a younger Jay Blanco? Because you done seen a lot, Jay.
I done seen a lot.
Yeah.
I would say, and it's more like a personal thing with me, just choose some of the people that I chose to associate myself with a little bit better. Because they, like, not necessarily like it was a bad thing, but you can't bring everybody with you.
Come on.
And by letting them down, you're not really letting yourself down. It's just some people just grow and some can't grow with you. And it's very unfortunate, you know. I think I would tell myself that not to put my all in the, I don't say certain people, just to people.
Yeah, and that's so much.
And they don't see, not necessarily the bigger picture with me, just bigger picture in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just explore and do things. And, you know, I would just choose some of the people that I was around a little different. But at the same time, if I wasn't around them for whatever reason, good or bad, I probably may not have been in this situation.
Come on, it's the experience, right?
You know what I mean?
You got to go through some shit to get through some shit.
So with that question, like that's probably one thing I would do. But again, I wouldn't take it back because it got me to where I'm at. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Part of the struggle.
Yeah, I'm always down. Like everybody always talk about the good and this happened for me, but like I love the bad too because it made me tough. It made me hardwired. It made me, you know, exactly what I am. I wouldn't take it back for anything.
Come on, man. You know? That's Jaishan. Wow, you guys ever see this man over there at Encore, ever in Vegas, whatever he's doing, go to Stitch, go see him at Crust the Root, go check him out on Instagram. Give him the Instagram again.
Yeah, it's very simple. Facebook, Instagram, all that, at Jaishan White.
Come on, Jaishan White. And if you wanted that Vegas experience and you see him, hit him up on the Instagram. He's going to take care of you. But have some money, you cheap motherfuckers.
Have some, little bit.
Because, man, I'm talking about people that want to come to Vegas and they tell me now that I live here, have some money.
Yeah, but you know what? On a quick little tidbit, like when I first started, there were people that didn't have money.
Yeah.
And I still took care of them just because they were cool.
Come on.
Don't come with an ego. Don't come with a nothing like, I owe you something.
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
You know what I'm saying? And they were so cool. And you fast forward, they either sold their company, got an inheritance, you know, just became successful over the last 5 years.
And now they want to spend that.
And they still deal with me.
Yeah.
And I have more of a tie to them because like, yo, bro, I just wanted to get in. I remember you just let me. There's a couple times where people like, you probably don't remember me, bro. It was me and my brother, blah, 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 whatever. You just let us in, and we had the time of our lives. And
the interaction.
And they introduced me to their boss, and they're like, yeah, we're going to come buy this whole thing out for a private party. I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying?
You never know what those interactions are going to take
Never be too cool for anybody, you know what I mean?
Say that again, man. Never be too cool for anybody.
Never be too cool for anybody.
It's always the ones that are too cool that you're going to find yourself by yourself at the end of the day.
No, because sometimes, like, your favorite person was a nobody at some point.
Come on, Jay.
Until it took somebody to discover them or actually pay attention to them, and now they're somebody. So it's like, the homeboy that just won the Grammy, the Asian dude.
Which one?
He was big. I don't even know his name. He was in Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. The ones with the Oscars,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point in time, he was... But now look at him. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
It took him, I was going back to his speech, it took him 25 years to get that Oscar.
Yeah.
And, you know, we seen him in Goonies. Was it 40 years? 40 years. Thank you, Austin. 40 years to get that opportunity to get Best Supporting Actor.
And I bet you he'll never forget anybody that looked at him or took care of him at the beginning.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Jaishan White. Play some Barry White on the way out. We see you on the next Western Conference podcast. Peace.
My first, my last, my every.